when I first became a manager about 15 years ago, I hated it. I hated it because I really enjoy coding and I like doing things, creating things by myself, not for myself, but by myself. And I took pride in what I did. But then because I was successful in my software engineering career as an engineer, I got promoted or I chased after this next level, which is the management level. And I was like Ben said, suddenly responsible for other people. I don't know how they work. I don't know whether they think the same way as I did. And I don't know anything about management. And I actually went back to individual contributor role after like a year of being a manager. And if I look back now, I think the reason why I felt so out of place was because I didn't know what the expectation of the role was. The expectation of the role was not for me to like code 5 times more because I have 5 people. It's more about like being a multiplier. So the mindset change is needed, like being understanding what is the expectation of the role. You don't have to be on the front line solving every problem as a manager or someone responsible for the team, small team or big team, but being there for the people, like giving them guidance when necessary is very important. So now these days, when I have people who wants to move into management, my first reaction is to understand why. Are you doing this because you want to level up in your career? Is it what you really needed? And they might not have the answer and it's okay. So it's important for them to understand what's the expectation of the role, think about it. And after you think about it and you still want to go for it, yes, I will support you, but you need to allow me to coach you as well. And sometimes I've had people who say, I want to become a manager or engineering manager because I'm good with people. Okay, it's good that you're good with people, but there's a responsibility part to it as well. And you can't just, as a manager, you have responsibility. You can't just be a nice and lovely person all the time, right? Sometimes you need to have like tough conversation. You need to hold people accountable. So these are the things that I try to explain to people who wants to move into the management. I will coach them, I will hold them accountable, but they also need to pull their weight and understand what's expected. And management is not for everyone, and it's okay. If someone decide after a while that they don't want to become a manager, they are much better off being an individual contributor, becoming an architect or whatever. It's fine. It's good. Do what you like to do and do your best, because I always think life is too short. Don't just become a manager because you think it's like the next big thing for your career.